Hey folks, how's everybody doing out there? Hope y'all doing well wherever you're at on this beautiful planet we call the Earth. Bring it on in here, sweetie girl.
Hi.
Okay, head back to the swimming pool.
Yay! Pool party.
Hey, did you give Forrest G some water? Give Forrest G some water, please. Here. Go get Forrest G some water. No running. Light shadows. All right, thank you, sweetie. No running. No running. Sunny day, well, I love the rainy nights. Yeah, I love the rainy nights. Hey folks, how y'all doing out there? Old single dad on station, watching the children over there in the swimming pool. Got a little Eddie Rabbit on the box. Man, every time I hear Eddie Rabbit, it takes me back to I-10 westbound, rolling through Louisiana. The year was 1980. Headed towards Houston. Anyhow, I'm sitting here watching the kids in the swimming pool. Middle-aged single mom is in the dirty kitchen. In the dirty, making some fried chicken. And it's gonna be delicious because the Lord has done blessed us with some gold medal flour. Man, oh man, Fatima's fried chicken is so outstanding, you just wouldn't believe it unless you tasted it. And I got a full stock of gold medal flour for her. Just best fried chicken in the world. I'm gonna tell you right now. The old lady has got that down pat. Now, I don't have a large cast iron skillet right now, so she's cooking in that little steel wok. But I do have two small, large cast iron skillets. They're square. I got two of them on the way, but I bought that for the grill. They're for grilling operations. So she can put some onions or vegetables in there. And they're both square, so you can actually turn it into a little mini Dutch oven if you want to. That's my vision. But man, Lozada's been taking forever. Whoever the delivery service they use is taking forever to get them here. I mean, at some point it just said it's on its way. It's on its way. What the hell does that mean? On its way. So I was hoping they'd come today. If not, maybe tomorrow. Who the heck knows, you know? So anyhow, what am I going to talk about while I'm sitting here watching the children, supervising them? Maria, that's enough. Don't waterboard your brother with the water hose. My gosh. You know, got to keep an eye on these kids. Maria's a good ate to him, but she likes to play rough. She's a jokester. Hey, because y'all almost sprayed my FX3. Folks, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. I turn the water off, they want the water on, I go, okay, crack it open, a little bit on the flow. And then one of the two of them will go over there and turn it on wide open, which is in range of my FX3. And I have to watch them. I have to watch that water hose, that faucet over there. They're going to sneak in. It's to the point sometimes I have to steal the hose. I have to seize the hose. That's where my $40 water bill comes from. It should be $4. So, what am I going to talk about? I said, you know what? I might as well fire up the camera, talk to you fine folks out there. I got the sunshine right there. Been sort of working on my tan, but the clouds been messing it up. What am I talking about? Me and the old lady binge watched that Tiger King show. I was talking about it before a little bit. You know, I'm 5-6 years late to the party. Didn't get Netflix till a year and a half ago. First time I've ever had Netflix, you know. So much free stuff out there you can watch. But we broke down, we binge watched The Tiger King. And I was trying to summarize it to my buddy. What's it about? It's about a crazy ass dude who gets arrested for murder for hire when the chick that he's supposedly trying to kill killed her husband 20 years ago, took all his money, forged a will, and got away with it. And oh, by the way, these are all nutcases because they keep tigers and lions. So let me come out and say it up front. If you have a if you have a lion or a tiger in your neighborhood as a pet, you're a fucking nutcase. I'm just coming out. I gotta get on one side of the fence. You're just a fucking nutcase. And I'm gonna qualify that. I've spent a lot of time around tigers, you know, living in Thailand. I've been to so many tiger shows. I've spent a lot of time around tigers, petting tigers, holding tigers, taking people to take pictures of them. And we can debate all that later on. I'm just here to tell you, I know more about tigers than the average person who is not a big cat owner, as they say. Okay, let's run down the list of reasons why I say you're batshit crazy if you keep a damn lion or a tiger as a pet. Okay, number one, do you know how much money it takes to feed those damn things? I'm not gonna put numbers on it, but okay, imagine how much a bag of Oroy dog food is now, just to feed a small dog in America, right? A lot of people, after the lockdown went away and inflation went up to the point that a bag of Oroy dog food is worth its weight in gold, and people are taking their $1,000 dogs to the pound and dropping them off because they can't afford to feed them. How much do you think a damn tiger or a lion costs on a daily basis to feed that damn thing? I think one of the metrics that one guy on the show quoted was $10,000 a year per tiger. And then Joe Exotic quoted like 3,000 or 4,000 per year to feed a tiger, and that's only because they had the Walmart truck coming. I might get sued for saying they had some expired meat coming in a truck every day, what have you, to feed them, right? Coincidentally, a lot of his employees were eating the meat. Anyhow, anywhere from 4,000 a year to 10,000. I say 10,000 is probably a closer metric, especially in America. $10,000 a year, say $1,000 a month, just to feed a damn tiger or lion. Hey, butt to y'all. They don't listen. Forrest G not gonna listen. He gonna turn that on. So, number one, you're batshit crazy if you own a lion or a tiger in America as a pet because of the money. Okay, you're rich, it's your money, don't tell you how to spend your money. You got me on that one. Worst thing I can do is sit there and tell somebody else how to spend their hard-earned money, right? But number one, it takes a lot to feed the damn things, add the veterinary bills, the damn basic care, grooming, upkeep. Number two, how I know you're batshit crazy if you own a tiger or a lion in your house. My God, the things stink to high heaven. They stink. Look, I got a very sensitive sense of smell. Okay? If I go into somebody's house with a cat, it's already like, this fucking place stinks, right? If they got 2, 3, 4 cats, I can't stay there. Okay, how big is a cat? About that big, right? You smell the litter box with a cat after a day? Okay, well multiply that times what, 15 or 20? the amount of piss coming out of tiger or a lion's rear end, or if they spray, holy shit. The thing that the Lion King series can't illustrate to you is the stench. The only way you can halfway experience it in America is to go to a zoo. What's a zoo smell like? It smells like a fucking zoo. Okay, well, what do you think these people's houses smell like? If they have a tiger or two tigers, it stinks. Holy shit. My goodness, I take people to these tiger shows and they are majestic animals, no doubt. But after watching them for 30 minutes or being around them, okay, I don't want to be around them no more. I can't, they just smell too bad. That's how I know you're batshit crazy, if you're living with a big ass tiger or a lion. Okay? You're fucking crazy. What's else on my list? Oh, the son of a bitches can bite your arm off, tear your arm off, tear you from limb to limb, and eat your ass, just like on this Lion King or Tiger King. This Tiger King series, one of the chicks on there, I think she's a tomboy. It's quitting time at the construction site, so all these queers are coming by. Got his or her arm ripped off by a tiger during the series. Okay, well, if the lion or the tiger can rip your arm off, what about the danger to your neighbors? All right, and this is the problem I have. I think if you own some property, it's your house, you can do whatever you want to do as long as it don't affect me. As long as it don't affect me. Well, if you're running a meth lab or something like that, that affects me because of the vapors, because of the fire hazard, because you're screwing up my water table and my well, you're poisoning my well. So you can't do that. Well, your actions are affecting me. Well, what if my neighbor on the other side of that wall has a goddamn lion that big that could eat both of my kids in 2 bites? That'd be snacks. Me, take 3 bites. Oh, I got a big problem with that. I got a big fucking problem with that. Now, I've got some experience with that too. Living over in Thailand, people can fill out appropriate paperwork. They can own big cats. I'm not sure what the current state of affairs is in America, but all I know is that in recent times, locals over there in this city, which I call home, have complained because the neighbors have a male lion that in the middle of the night will roar and scares the shit out of the whole area. You know, for a mile or however long that roar of that lion carries in the middle of the night when it's otherwise quiet, it scares the shit out of everybody. So imagine I'm sitting here and you hear that lion roar. You don't know if it's a block away, 4 blocks away. All you know is there's a damn lion. It scares the shit out of everybody. Now, do you think it's fair to people around you to have to live in fear, and their children have to live in fear because your ass wants to keep a fucking lion or a goddamn tiger at your house? Why? Because you think it's your right? That's the problem. That's when you're affecting others. Now, do you think that I'm going to allow my kids to live in fear? Okay. Well, you know what? I rent. I rent over here in Southeast Asia. I rent in the Philippines. Because if I got any problems with the neighbors, it's easier for me to pack up and move and rent another place. But what if you own that place? You own a house. This is your forever home, as they say. And you put your blood, sweat, and tears into fixing that place. That's where you're gonna live, retire, die, hand down to your kids. And your fucking next door neighbor who looks like Joe Dirt moves in with 3 tigers, a lion, and 2 fucking chimpanzees that'll rip you from limb to limb. What do you do then? Because you're not gonna sell that house. Nobody in their right mind, once they come and look at that house and hear that fucking lion next door roar, is gonna buy your property. So you are stuck there. You're stuck there, right? Now I'm speaking like I know the laws in America. Maybe they've outlawed this shit by now. I don't know. Maybe after this Tiger King, the good that came out of it is it's outlawed. But other places in the world, it's not. Forrest G, out, down off the top ropes, man. Down off the top ropes. So what do? You're stuck. You're stuck living in a place with neighbors, whether they're next door or 5 acres away, 10 acres away, whatever. It don't matter. They said that a tiger will travel something like 800 miles in its of territory. They're pretty fast, right? They can move from point A to point B pretty quick. So even if you live here and there's some roadside damn tiger zoo or some nutcase who owns a tiger that's 4 or 5 miles away, you're still in danger. And during that series, they were talking about some nutcase, I think in Colorado, that had like 30, and he cut them loose, and the cops had to come out there and basically hunt them down and shoot every one of them. Had a bear, he cut them all loose. Nutcases. Every one of y'all are nutcases, especially that Carol bitch who killed her husband. It's quite obvious that she and the other dude that received the guns, they're complicit in disappearing that dude. You know, you sued everybody that, apparently on this show, she sued everybody that said that about her, whatever. You want to sue me? You get half of nothing, bitch. You know, anyhow. Are you going to live in fear? Are you going to let your kids live in fear if one of these nutcases move anywhere close to you? And that's pretty much as far as I can go. I'm not going to live in fear, and I'm not going to allow my children to live in fear because of some nutcase who thinks he has the right to keep a man killer in the vicinity. That's just the way it's got to be. I don't know, what's your thoughts? What would you do if somebody within 5 or 10 miles of your house moves in and keeps a goddamn lion, a full-grown lion, a full-grown tiger, or tigers, or a fucking bear, a goddamn grizzly bear? That's the problem I have, because your actions affect me. I don't care how, oh, I got them in a cage, they're secure, but don't matter. When that thing roars, it's scaring everybody around. They're scared. They're scared of you. And maybe that's why these nutcases keep this shit, right? Maybe that's why all these nutcases do this, because they like people to be afraid of them. Like the one guy on there, the dude that wears the fucking do-rag and the skinny jeans. It seemed like he used those big cats just to attract women, you know, the small cubs and stuff. He would take them into hotels, take his picture with all these good-looking girls, you know. That's pretty sad. You got no game. How can I get some girls? Let me go breed some fucking tigers and get some tiger cubs so I can hang out with some beautiful ladies. That's pretty fucking sad, if you ask me. That's pretty fucking sad. And they were talking about the shelf life of these cubs, right? So, look, am I offering the fact that I have all the answers? No, I don't. Because in Thailand, I take people to these shows, and the math says if something's endangered, why don't you breed more, then they become not endangered? I don't have all the answers. I don't. But what is the answer? What is the answer? They take these tiger cubs, once they get so big, the allegations were they're just euthanizing them because a full-grown tiger costs so much to take care of and feed, and they're basically useless. And that's what people say about kittens. Oh, they're so cute, but what happens? They grow up to be cats. That's why people back in the day, you know, drowned sacks of kittens and stuff. And don't look at me. I've never drowned a sack of kittens. I'm from the country. All right, I'm the type that would always find them good homes or end up keeping 2 or 3 of them. But what do you do? What do you do when you end up with too many fucking lions and tigers and you can't feed them? What do? And you know, so many allegations in that show where they were shooting them. What happened? Anyhow, batshit crazy. I used to think horse people were crazy. You know, I've had horses at various times of my life, and you know, if you keep them at a barn, you know, you board them somewhere. See these rich chicks come up, and they're just batshit crazy over their horses, trying to teach their horse how to count, spend all their time with that fucking horse. And it's not like Yellowstone, like you work on a ranch where you need a horse. I mean, it's like rich people living in $1 million homes, and they buy a horse as a pet, but they become obsessed with the damn thing, right? I used to think horse people were crazy, but after watching this show, with just cast of characters, a train wreck cast of carnival criminals on the Tiger King. And you know, speaking about the chick who killed her husband, I told the old lady, I said, what set her off, it wasn't that she was gonna lose that money. I mean, obviously she wanted that money, but in the divorce, she's gonna get some of the money. What set her off was that dude said he was gonna take all them cats down to Costa Rica. That's what pushed her across the line to be involved in schwacking them. That's how crazy they are. Anyhow. The documentary or a reality show or whatever, I don't think it was a documentary, more of a reality show, which probably 30% of it is true, 70% is theatrical bullshit. It was fucking interesting. You know what I mean? People love to be entertained. That's what somebody told me one day. My buddy, who's a video game designer, has two PhDs. He said, people want to be entertained. Don't ever forget that, man. Easy on your brother. Easy over there. Easy in the swimming pool. No wrestling. Can you please put him down, Maria? Thank you. There we go. Old single dad on the JOB. I can sit here and talk about that show. There's so many elements of interest and just, it's an interesting story. I guess it boils down to this, is what would you do? This is what's called a decision forcing case. What would you do if your neighbor, your next door neighbor, showed up with 2 full-grown tigers and has got them in the cage in the garage next door? What would you do? Or new neighbors move in and they're got some type of exotic animals. What do you do? If you're renting, it's easy. If you're not, whew, you're screwed. What would you do? Just sit back and take it and be like, fuck, nobody will ever buy my house. Gotta live in fear, gotta listen to this shit. And again, maybe I'm way off base. After I do this talk, I'm gonna go Google, is it still legal for nutcases to own lions and tigers and bears in the United States of America? You know, I don't know. It just strikes a nerve. Like, when you're drinking and it's just you, why you give a shit about things like that, right? I just think it was funny. If I'm sitting there drinking and the neighbor's got a tiger over there, like, you know, whatever. As long as I can't smell it, far enough away I can't smell it, why I give a shit? Until you have kids. When you have kids, everything changes. Everything changes. As a father, you're not going to allow your children to live in fear. That's why if there's a mouse or a rat or a snake, anything that comes around, you gotta schwack it. You got to show them closure so they're not scared to go in that room or open that door or open that drawer. Oh, we'll just let it loose in the yard. Nope, that's not closure. Still got that fear. As an old single dad, you got to go in there, take care of business, neutralize. Can I use that word on YouTube? Neutralize the threat. Give them closure where there's no more fear. Whatever it is. You know? I'll tell you one of the funny, or not funny, one of the scariest damn things. I was a kid, we had this boat, it was a sailboat, kept it in the garage. And the trailer, it wasn't like a typical boat trailer. It was more like it had wood sides. It was sort of like a regular trailer, but the boat fit in there. Anyhow, go one day, look down in there, fucking big ass, huge possum in there, scared the dog shit out of me. And it was a bear getting that here. It was a chore getting that possum out of that boat trailer. Ended up taking a rope, you know, putting it through a metal pole and getting in there and getting it around that possum's neck and getting him out of there. He wasn't coming out of there. Had to be forcefully evicted out of that damn trailer. I don't even know what brought that up. That's the joy of this game that I'm in. I can sit here and fire up this camera while I'm watching my kids. I can talk to you all about any damn topic that I want. It doesn't have to be in any type of format. I never have read a teleprompter. I've never written a script on any video, 2,300 videos, whatever, that I posted on this platform. I don't write scripts. Sometimes I take some notes just to try to keep me on topic because I go off on tangents, obviously. But it's just what pops into my head. And you have the option to watch or not watch. It's a win-win for everybody. You know what I mean? So let me know what y'all thought of the Tiger King. If you haven't seen it, it's a train wreck. It's worth watching. It's one of those. I'm not usually into the reality type stuff. I'm more of a documentary type guy. You know, advanced propulsion systems, World War II history, stuff like that. But you know, series like Yellowstone, how can you not get into that? We watch.
Can I play the mud?
No, stay in the swimming pool right now. When she gets over here in the mud, I gotta adjust. Yeah. Stay in the swimming pool. I watched a series called Longmire a couple years back. That was a great series. The problem with that one, there were so many episodes and I got hooked. I was binge watching that. And I've never binge watched these shows like that. But Longmire was a good one too. My goodness, I really like Longmire. Now, I had watched Yellowstone to begin with. And then when I watched Longmire, I was like, wow, Yellowstone, I don't want to say plagiarized, but Yellowstone took a lot of, there's a lot of similarities in Yellowstone that they got from Longmire, and he was in Wyoming. They just moved one state up, called it Yellowstone. But I warn you, if you start watching Longmire, holy shit, you're in for a long binge watching period. I don't know how many episodes there were of that, but it was well worth the binge watching. Anyhow, back to the old lady's fried chicken, folks. I'm excited about fried chicken night. We got leftover bow tie pasta from last night from our grilling operation. Man, oh man, that's absolutely delicious. You know, everybody likes watching, every time we get a new grill, everybody loves watching that video. When I introduced the new grill, I fired up for the first time. I told the old lady, I said, why don't we just buy a new grill every month? Buy a new grill every month. We'll use it every night for a month and then give it away. You know, maybe we keep a couple. I don't know what y'all think about that. You know, it's like driving a new car. Get used to it, intricacies. How much charcoal you gotta use? That's only like 12 girls a year. I'll give them away after a month. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this talk. I'm gonna go ahead and conclude because I think she's pretty much done with the fried chicken. The point was, all these fuckers are nutcases, and I really felt sorry for their neighbors. That's who I felt sorry for. They're nutcases, they're criminals, they're scam artists, but I felt sorry for the neighbors. And the old lady said, well, what's the difference in a zoo? And I said, well, I think the difference in a zoo is that they have funding, they have management, they have a long-term plan, backup plans, facilities that can adequately contain these dangerous animals for the most part. I mean, yeah, every now and then something will get loose from a zoo. But the difference is you've got these scam artists, nutcase yahoos that are often operating off of a shoestring budget that are dependent on you coming, giving them money to keep this thing going. And so obviously corners are cut every which way but loose. They're hiring convicts. And I told her the difference in a zoo is they have funding, they have standards, they have regulations, they have inspections, and if they run out of money, they probably have a responsible plan to spread load the animals. These nutcases with these roadside zoos, I mean, it's sort of like going to a fair or a carnival with these rides. They're on a shoestring fucking budget. I'm not getting on them rides. Not anything that goes fast. I'll get on the small things, that go up like this, but I'm not getting on the big rides that'll kill you because they haven't tightened the bolts in 6 months. You know what I mean? I think that's the difference. I don't know, and I've done videos in the past talking about, I go ride elephants and people talk about how it's cruelty to animals and this and that, right? And I fire back and I'm like, hey, the flip side of the coin is if you don't go to these places when you're on vacation, how do they feed the animals? How do you feed that elephant? Oh, he should be out in the wild. Okay, cut the elephant loose in the wild till the poachers get him, or he floats around Cambodia, steps on a mine. Might be a little bit extreme, but you know what I mean, right? You cut an elephant loose, at some point somebody's gonna schwack it, cut the horns off and sell it to the Chinese so they can grind it up, make some fucking potion that they think will make their cocks bigger. Oh, can I say that? What's the answer? I don't know. But every time I go ride elephants, it makes me concerned about the welfare, brings me closer to caring about them, that's what it does. I don't know what the answer is. Maybe just get rid of these small mom and pop operations because they don't have the funding or the forward planning horizon or the stability to take care of them long term. Definitely get rid of the private ownership of something that'll kill you like that. Obviously keep the zoos around places that are adequately funded with adequate safety mechanisms in place where your goddamn tiger don't get loose and come over my gate right there and attack my kids. How about that? How about some just common sense responsibility? Not the Peter route, because they're a bunch of nutcases that want to save everything, but they don't have a solution on how to save them. Okay, go out and save 60 tigers, drop them off at PETA's doorstep. They have no idea how to take care of them. They're useless. They're just not, their solutions aren't steeped in reality. You know what I mean? Oh, we're bringing awareness, we're doing this. How about we just drop 100 tigers off at your doorstep and you tell us how you're going to take care of them? Take them home with you. You got 100 employees there. Everybody grab a tiger, take that sumbitch home. See how long you take care of it. It's the fucking world coming to. I'm sitting here making this video. There's probably some jackass moving in my hood over here. The goddamn saber-toothed tiger or some shit. Don't get me started talking about grizzly bears. Grizzly bears. You gotta haze them. You have to haze them out of your yard. Go to federal prison for shooting a grizzly bear. Yeah, I better not start talking about grizzly bear. I had a plan for them too. How did I get talking about this? How the hell did I start binge watching The Tiger King? Pretty much, I go in there and search documentaries, right? They threw it in there, and I'm like, you know what? Heard so much talk about this damn thing. Let's watch it. The rest is history. Back in the swimming pool. 5 more minutes, and I'll let y'all get out. Yeah, 5 more minutes. We got to go eat. Let me close out my show. Folks, I got to go. Forrest G, no drinking the water over there, dude. Make me want to roll my windows down and cruise. Me and Maria like this song. We're like Nelly. If I have any other microphone, YouTube will... I'll get so many copyright claims listening to music, as I should. I got music playing in the background, copyrighted music. But if I use these little wireless microphones, I don't know what it is. You can hear the music, but it just, the algorithm does not pick up on it. I don't know if it's just the distance, I have no idea. But these little microphones are awesome. I'm not saying my others aren't. The DJI mic minis are absolutely awesome. If you have a DJI Pocket 3 or the Action, those are perfect. Get the DJI mic minis, they're wonderful. Or for any camera system. But these Hollyland, what are these called? Lark 150s, whatever. These things are too easy. These things are idiot proof. I better knock on wood or this thing will get 8 copyright claims. Anyhow, folks, thank y'all very much for watching my show. Listen to my voice. Listen to me talk about nothing. Leave your comments down below about the Lion King and what would you do if some nutcase moves in next door with 3 fucking lions in a cage in his garage. All right, I'm out of here. Peace out, folks. I'll see y'all on the next one. You are so beautiful to me.
Ano ka dong?
You are so beautiful. Big Pumpkin. Honey, do you like your nickname, Big Pumpkin? Huh?
Oh.
What?
No!
Why not?
I'm not a pumpkin. I'm not. What?
But you're my pumpkin, my big pumpkin.
Oh, Lord.
Why don't you want to be my big pumpkin? What you got cooking, old girl?
Fried chicken. Fried chicken. Fried chicken. You got the chicken.
You got a question to drink.
No, you're not doing it.
I sent you a message.
I'm not doing my iPad. I'm cooking here.
I'd like some drinks, please.
Water, there.